Possibly he was...
And would this
if he was executed or he was hung, this is going to be possibly the area, the point.
Maybe the...
OK, let's ask Suzi. We're thinking about the old jail or something like that, Suzi.
A jail? Oh, there is a jail here. I've seen it signposted. Let me have a look on here.
Can you land near there?
Yes, is it possible to fly there and land nearby?
Or land on it, or near it, or a building nearby?
Near the jail. Near the jail. Let's have a look. Is that... John, is that
goal
the
is
jail
kind of
down there?
jail rearranged.
Jail mixed
down there, you can see that. Yes, there is.
So,
we're over the old jail. Do you want me to land near the jail?
We are. We're narrowing it down to the jail. The CBD is your goal or jail for Jagger's screen debut. That's Ned Kelly.
We want to see when Ned Kelly's execution point.
Is there anything about Ned Kelly?
Do you know what? I think I'm actually hearing a taxi company more than London at the moment.
Here we go. Ned Kelly's armour pistol and death mask.
Are in the jail, in the old wing.
He was executed in the old wing. Suzi, we think it's in the old wing in the jail.
What, do you want me to land then?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, definitely. It's definitely the old jail.
Do you want me...
Suzi, land at the old jail if you can.
Land at the old jail, yes,
and
please.
It's the old wing of the old jail.
I found it here, the old Melbourne jail. Suzi, it's near the university, the RMIT University. There we are.
So, OK, so I'm landing at the old jail.
At the old jail?
In about a minute, I reckon.
A minute, great stuff.
And then where do I go when I've landed at the jail?
In the jail is Ned Kelly's death mask, which could be his face from the visage.
The visage, his visage, go right up, but don't get hung up.
There's always death in this programme.
Yes.
Always. It's always morbid.
Indeed, yes. So we've got his death mask and his armour and things there.
Yes, his armour weighed 47 kilograms. He thought it made him invincible when the police came to arrest him.
I wouldn't fancy carrying that round.
The remains of the original jail is a section of the ironstone boundary wall, so it's part of the south wall of the police garage. So we think that may be the original, the old wing of the jail.
It's not
the old wing. Is there anything more about?
So I'm going to go to the jail and look for Ned Kelly's death mask.
Yes, that's right. If you can go and have a look at his...
we think it's near there.
Head towards his death mask.
That's the visage reference. Go right up.
Yeah.
Don't
get hung up. It's not the death mask. It's near there, and I think it may be in the boundary wall. The remains of the original jail are close to the boundary wall.
In the boundary wall.
Boundary wall. What is there? Is that the actual old gallows?
It's the old ironstone boundary wall.
Well, let's find the visage first of all.
Yeah, I think so.
OK, so I'm looking
for him.
Do you know, just reading here, his mother was in the same jail at the time he was executed, so perhaps she was one of the last people to see him alive.
Hello? Do you know where Ned Kelly's death mask is? Through there? Oh, thank you. Right, let's go in, boys.
OK, she's there. She's there.
Hello there.
Hello, hi.
How are you doing?
I think she's found somebody there who's near the death mask.
I'm not speaking to you, Chris. She finds people and shouts at them.
Ned Kelly's death mask.
OK, just go through there.
Round here. What's your name?
Eleanor.
Thank you, Eleanor. Through here, boys. It's dark in here.
Is there a death mask, or is there an old iron piece of armour, or somewhere where he was executed?
He wore one of these huge helmets with slits in it, which could also refer to the visage, couldn't it?
Have you seen Ned Kelly's death mask in here?
Ned Kelly's death mask?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Are you allowed to ask questions?
Yes, I'm asking you one.
Well, there's one.
Ask him to take you there.
Yes, get him to take you there.
Bless you.
Suzi, you could be Australian. You're so direct.
He wasn't going to tell me.
Tell him he has to.
It's here. Oh.
Remember this last bit of the clue, but don't get hung up about it. You were thinking, Julia, weren't you?
I thought it was the gallows, the place where he was executed. I think it was the place where Ned Kelly was executed.
The gallows have been relocated to the south transept of the octagon. There's an octagon, an octagonal room, it looks like.
In the middle of the jail.
In the middle of the jail.
Oh, there we are.
There's the octagonal room, which is...
Where are the gallows? Have you seen them?
It looks like they're relocated to...
On the next floor?
Next floor.
Can you go up?
Right, quick, upstairs.
Upstairs.
OK, can you run up, Suzi? Can you run?
I'm running.
136 people were hanged in this jail over the years.
Oh, right, noose.
Is there a noose or where they were hung, or...?
Look, am I looking? Where am I? Can I go in here?
What can you see, Suzi? Tell us what's in the room.
I'm by a noose.
Is there a clue or anything near the noose?
Well, don't get hung up about it. Something nearby.
Yeah. Or something. Is there a plaque on the wall or reference to the 136 people that were hung there?
Here. Got it. I've got it. Stop the clock.
Stop the clock. Well done, Suzi.
Thank you.
Oh.
Where was it, Suzi?
Oh, I'm not standing there because someone might open the trap door.
OK.
It was behind the sort of armoured, an armoured kind of, I don't know what you call that,
Sort of body armour?
Yes, like body armour.
They have that on display, do they? The great clunky... What was I saying? It weighed 47 kilos.
We've got a picture of his armour in the book here, next to his death mask.
That's exactly where it was.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Well done.
Anyway, well done.
Now, let me tell you, you've won £100.
Excellent.
Excellent.
It's a good start.
It is.
You've got it. What's not so great about the start is you're 2.25 minutes behind.
Oh, we'll make it up.
Oh, confidence. Glad to hear it.
Fine.
Glad to hear it. And remember, we won't be stopping the clock again until after clue number 3. Now, Suzi, I know you moved just outside the jail, haven't you? Can you read out clue number 2 for us? Let's start the clock.
Here is your clue number 2. South East to Park at the Backward Array, home to aerial ping pong. Past the Don and sat near the fence. You are hit for...
Ah, just waiting for you to finish. I see what you mean.
That's
SE to Park at the Backward Array, home to aerial ping pong. Past the Don and sat near the fence. You are hit for ... There are 2 blanks.
Let's go back to the helicopter, OK.
Back would be Yarra, presumably.
Okay,
Have we got anything Yarra,
so Yarra
south-east?
Park. Yarra, there's...
Right, Suzi, get her moving quickly. You've got to get this time back.
Which direction? Any get chance?
Southeast, Suzi.
Suzi, fly southeast towards the Yarra River. It's the big river. It's southeast, and we're heading towards Melbourne Park. Southeast to the park.
Yeah.
The Yarra River.
Southeast towards the Yarra River, Melbourne Park, maybe. Thank you. Right, we're taking off in that direction for you. So well done for giving us that one straight away.
Okay, the cricket.
What's aerial ping pong?
This is what we're working on,
That's
Suzi.
a good question.
Any ideas?
I think it may be a reference to a sport they play in the park.
Well,
yeah.
I know in Aussie vernacular they have some rather nice turns of phrases, don't they? Especially for us Pongs.
Aerial ping pong. What's that? It's South African. Is it a slang? Do you think that might be a slang?
I'm just looking up whether it might be.
Oh, you've got a slang. What have you got there?
I've got the Aussie slang word.
Aussie slang. Look up
Aerial ping pong is the name given to Australian rules football by supporters, so it's Australian rules football.
Right.
So we're looking to the home of Australian rules football.
Okay,
so it's a football park of some sort.
It's going to be somewhere in here.
Where they would play Australian rules football.
Suzi.
Yes, I'm struggling to hear you, but what
Did you get that?
So far?
Aerial ping pong is slang in Australia for Aussie rules football, the one they play with the rugby-shaped ball and kick it around. So we want to know where they play it. Any ideas there? You were mentioning all the myriad sports that they do play there in your introduction.
There's some big sporting arenas, isn't there?
In Melbourne Park, there are 3 show courts, and there's an arena, and there's the Vodafone Arena. It could be one of those. We're just going to try and find out which one they play Aussie rules football in.
You've got it's the Rod Laver's obviously going to be tennis, isn't it? Clearly.
10 out of 10, Suzi.
Very good.
Thank you. So that's the big sort of tennis centre, Vodafone Arena.
Vodafone Arena.
Is that the arena?
That could be it.
Let's have a look.
Arena? Do they don't?
No, it's not big enough. The thing that I remember, I've seen an Aussie rules game in this country. They played it at the Oval, at the cricket ground in Kennington. I think they use the cricket pitches as well.
What I can see right now is that
the Melbourne cricket ground is just north. It's here. Do you think it's this one here?
Well, they do play it on an oval pitch.
That's Melbourne cricket ground. I think Warwick's showing you the cricket ground there, the circular cricket ground.
I think you need to head there, Suzi, if you can.
It's the only ground big enough for an Aussie rules game.
I'm hovering over there.
Can you land in the cricket ground, Suzi?
Can we land, please? Thank you. We're going to land.
Right, let's work on the rest of this. Past the Don and sat near the fence, you are hit for ... Past the Don.
There below me, you've got the tennis courts. Obviously, you have the Grand Slam is played here at Melbourne. That's earlier in the year, though, towards the end of January. That's already been and gone.
Do you think it's Don Bradman?
Don was Don Bradman, Australian Test cricketer.
Don.
Okay.
Past the Don. Is there a statue of Don Bradman or something like that you might be looking for, Suzi?
I'm looking for a statue of Don Bradman.
Don Bradman had a Test average, believe it or not, of 99.94, nearly 100.
Right. Okay.
Incredible incredible record.
So we think
we're just landing. Now, where do I have to go to when I'm landing then?
Find the statue.
Find the statue of Don Bradman.
And near the fence, and sat near the fence is a seat. Is there a seat behind him or some benches?
And you are hit for ...
Right.
A
I'm in the park. Julia, Chris and Julia.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can.
We can hear you.
Right, I'm just landing now. Now, do I have to go into the park to find the statue,
We think somewhere on
or into the cricket ground?
into the cricket ground. In the cricket ground is
right.
going to be a statue of the Dons.
I'll just see if there's anything.
I know,
No, they
right
are.
in the
There's a
middle.
picture of them playing Aussie rules there. You are in the right place.
You're in the right place, Susie. We're looking for the statue of Don Bradman.
Well, yeah, statue, memorial, photographs,
There is a
whatever.
Cricket Hall of Fame inside the...
That could be.
Would it be that?
In the Hall of Fame, is this the statue of Don
I don't
Bradman?
think
Hall of
Australian
Fame,
Cricket
right.
Hall
Is there
of Fame.
Running into the cricket ground. Are you coming, boys?
Well, now remember, Julie, you were saying sat
Right,
near
it's
the
massive.
fence.
Gallery.
We
Is it
think
is it
the
SA
pitch,
Gallery?
the
Yeah.
pitch.
Yeah.
We
Australian
think it's on
Gallery
it.
of
But it's a
Sport.
big pitch.
Yeah.
You're hit
So-
for...
Is it 4? Is
How do
it
we get through?
cricket? It's
Four.
either 4,
They're
6
all
is boundary.
six,
It's for
usually.
boundary,
Well, all
or
the
it's for
seats
the
have
fence,
numbers.
It's a boundary.
Yeah, boundary, so...
It's
do
so
I
near
get
the
in?
fence is going to be.
So we
You're
get
hit
through
for
here.
6, you were saying. But
you
what's
think
the
it's
dash? It's,
No.
I mean, if there's any... that, it's a
No.
small dash, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Can't get in.
A6.
Six.
Hit for a 6.
A6.
Hit
Seat
for a 6.
Seat A6.
We think so.
Oh,
It's
it could
row
be,
A6.
yeah,
We
row
think-
A6.
Front
Okay.
row is...
All right,
away.
Susie, we think you need to go into the stand and find seat A6.
On the boundary.
Into the stand.
Yep, on the boundary, somewhere on the boundary.
Yeah,
of the
right on
cricket
the edge of the-
pitch.
of
If you
the-
can find the seats near the boundary.
The corner entrance. Can I get in through here,
If you can
please?
just get onto the pitch, Susie. Find the front
Can I get
row,
into
and
the
it's, we were guessing seat A6.
Thank you. Right, no, so tell me again.
Can you find the seating areas? Can you go to seat A6? Maybe the main stand or the grandstand. There's some seating there.
Yes, well, I think it's front row. That's where, you know, if
It's
it...
the front row. It's going to be right near the front. Is there anybody
Are you
there?
still with me? Let's get... Right, I'm on
A.
the pitch. I'm on the pitch.
A6.
Yeah.
A6.
Yeah.
A6.
You found
A,
it?
hang on. A... Come on, you two.
A6. Well, we
94,
can't.
no, that's no
No,
good.
No,
I think it's the
we're running
A6
with
is going to
you.
be this way.
Yeah, we're
Come on,
mentally running,
Susie.
Susie.
A6.
Find seat
A6.
A6. Find it for us.
Rip it out.
Hang on.
Bring it back.
Bring it
Souvenir.
back, yeah.
And is the
definitely.
clue, is it on the seat or on the back of the seat or under the seat?
A5, A6.
I don't think England
A6.
were hitting any balls into that row.
Got it, I've got it.
Oh, great. Right, read it out.
Done.
We've got to
Got it,
move
got it,
quickly.
got
I'll
Okay.
tell you in a minute how we're doing for time. Right, we've got to move straight
Okay,
on.
right, here we
quickly.
go.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
At a Beagle captain's area, which replaced Finisterre, 2 chefs endeavoured to move house. What's in the dirty box?
At a Beagle captain's area, which replaced Finisterre, 2 chefs
Oh,
endeavoured
ditty
to move
box.
house. What's in the ditty box? Susie,
Sorry,
if you can
that was
get
a
back
bit
to
of
the
a
helicopter
phone
as
call,
quickly as
wasn't
possible.
Area.
Yep, okay, I'm going back to the helicopter.
Okay, at a Beagle captain's area.
Right, let's
what
look
do we
at
Something
think?
to do with Cook, possibly.
What,
Okay,
Captain
let's look
Cook?
up
It's
Captain
possible.
Cook.
What, the ship?
The ship is the
Okay,
Beagle, I
Beagle's
think.
Captain.
Okay, the Beagle captain's area.
Right, you think it's to do with
Right.
Captain Cook?
How do we get out?
The Beagle.
here?
Who's the Beagle? Is the Beagle the name of the
I
ship?
thought that was the name of the
You
ship.
think the Beagle might
Listen,
be
while
the
you're
name
working
of
on that, I've got some good news for you on the time.
I'm
Do you know,
look up Beagle
you're 125 ahead. You've
thank
made
God
back
for that.
all that
Thank
time
you
because
very
you solved that
much.
so quickly. You got Susie to the clue.
Susie's running for
Chris,
us.
Let's
can you
keep
check
it going.
the
Yeah.
Beagle for me, please?
Beagle, B-E-A-G-L-E.
The
Okay.
Beagle.
The Beagle.
You think this is the name of a ship? The
I
captain
think
of
it's
the
maybe a
ship.
ship.
Then you've got
and
Captain
it's
Cook
Captain
there,
Cook's
right?
ship.
I've got Captain
Was
Cook.
that his
Where did
ship?
we get
That's
in?
what we're just trying to find now.
This way, wasn't it?
Which would be the port, presumably.
Susie, how are you
There's a
doing?
Beagle Channel, but I don't know if
Rubbish.
this is in Australia at all.
Down
Let me just
here.
look for this for you.
Then we've got to get
bit
Susie back to a helicopter as well.
The Beagle was a ship. I think it was used by Charles Darwin.
Darwin. Okay.
Is that
Well, he-
the
he-
HMS Beagle? The HMS
Yeah.
Beagle. It was the.
Okay, Charles Darwin, but he obviously wasn't the captain
Come
of it,
on!
was he?
It was the end.
Ha, ha, ha. Right, I'm nearly back at the heli.
Okay, Susie, we're looking
Where am I
for
going?
Beagle captain's area. We need to know the name of the captain of the Beagle.
Yes, it is.
He was on it.
I think it's in
Charles Darwin, but he
1845.
wasn't
The Beagle was
sailing
stripped
it.
of its mast and moored. It's moored in the Essex marshes for use by the Coast Guard Service as a watch station against smugglers.
It's in Essex.
Right.
It's not much good to us now. I think we'll send Susie there.
Okay, on the coast of Australia,
Which
Port Darwin,
okay.
including Port. Was it Port
Where are
Darwin?
you
for a
sending me?
while?
A Beagle captain's area which replaced Finisterre. What are we thinking about this? Finisterre,
Right, just back at the heli.
famously part of the shipping forecast, wasn't it? Dogger,
Yes.
fisher, German bite, all that. Any thoughts, Chris, on
Where should I drive
Finisterre?
to?
I'm just sort of seeing if there's anything referring to
Julia,
it
maybe
anywhere.
you ought to look up Finisterre on the CD-ROM
Okay.
as well.
To here.
At a Beagle
Julia,
captain's
Chris.
area.
Yes, hello.
Where should I fly to?
That's a good question.
Could you spell that for me, Dermot, please, again? Dermot, could you spell Finisterre out for me, please?
F-I-N-I-S-T-E-R-R-E.
Yes, please. Yes, thank you.
F-I-N-I-S-T-E-R-R-E.
No, then.
Ditty
Woo.
box.
It's replaced
Got a bit
Finisterre.
confusing there. So, there's the cricket ground.
All right, you...
Let's have a look at the. Let's have a look at the quality of the green.
No, it's just coming up. I think I've...
Flicking through this book about Melbourne, I can, of course, tell you which we
Tell
all
me the
know.
spelling.
That,
Sorry, Dermot, the spelling again of that.
F-I-N-I-S-T-E-R-R-E.
Sorry, that's lovely.
Finisterre.
Thank you.
Melbourne is, of course, the home to Neighbours, isn't it?
Finisterre
I
range.
think should drop into Ramsey Street, or maybe we haven't time.
Well, yes. Maybe a bit later. Don't see anything in any of those.
Now, I'm hovering over the
Finisterre.
over the Rod Laver Arena, guys. Any idea of where you want me to go to? There you go, down there. That's the big tennis arena.
Maritime.
And then just to the right hand
Finisterre
side
is a
of
mountain
that
range, it's saying.
is the Yarra River, and this is the river that
Finisterre
runs
range
all the way
reaching
through
elevation.
Melbourne. Melbourne's a very beautiful city. You can
bounded
see
with
probably a
great
little bit there's over there
I don't think it's...
to the left-hand
We need to
side,
find
or
the
it can hear me.
Beagle.
It's
Who
quite
is the
green,
captain of the Beagle?
very pretty.
I think it was Darwin.
Darwin, we established that Darwin was on it. As a scientist, he was unlikely to have captained
two
it.
chefs endeavoured to move house.
Very pretty, and lots of seasons in one day. It's very famous for people saying 5 seasons in one day. Sometimes it's 5 seasons in 5 minutes here in Melbourne. But today we're very lucky and it's good. Right, let's see what they're doing in the studio. Any closer, chaps?
We're working on the captain of the Beagle, which is stumping us a little bit here. We know that Charles Darwin used it for his scientific research, but clearly he was sailed there by a captain of some description, which presumably is going to give us a name of an area.
You're working on the captain
Finisterre.
of the Beagle.
Is there anything? We already, Chris, you already came up with Captain Cook as well, all these...
Robert Fitzroy was the captain.
Ah, what's that? Fitzroy?
Robert Fitzroy. Is there Fitzroy Street or something?
OK, I've got a biographical dictionary here. Let's have a look.
Do we know where Fitzroy Street is on the map?
Let's have a look at Fitzroy.
I thought I saw Fitzroy Street earlier.
Fitzroy Gardens. Well done,
Gardens.
We've got Cook's Cottage there, and we think that maybe two chefs endeavoured, which is the Cooks. And we need to now find...
And the Endeavour, which was Captain Cook's ship.
Do you want us to land at Fitzroy Gardens?
What's in the ditty box?
Yes, Susie, we do. We want you to go for Fitzroy Gardens, and Julia reckons two chefs refers to Cook's Cottage.
Yeah.
If you could find that in the gardens, a large gardens, reading here that it's actually laid out in the shape of a Union Jack. I don't know if you can tell that from the air.
If you go south on the main pathway,
there is a cottage called
Cook's
Cottage. If you could find that, looks to me as if it's in the south.
You can't land here.
Oh, John, hang on, we've got a problem. Dermot, John says we can't land in the park. There's nowhere for us to land.
There's nowhere to land.
No.
Well, can you land wherever you can find and go and hijack a car and get there?
Try and find another way to get there.
Can you land in the park? Can you land in the garden?
Yeah.
No, we can't land in the gardens. We need to get to the gardens. Can we go back and find a different way? Thank you.
Don't worry about it.
We're
Susie will find a way.
of doing it.
Wherever she can. Come hell or high water, Susie will get there for us.
The ditty box.
Susie, wherever you land, it doesn't matter, but get some transport and get to that Cook's Cottage.
No, what's it called, the cottage?
It's called Cook's Cottage, named after Captain Cook.
Cook's Cottage.
Two chefs endeavoured to move house. That's the cottage, OK. Yeah, what's in the ditty box?
It's the ditty box in the cottage.
Sounds to me like more Aussie slang, doesn't it?
I think you might be
box.
right. Let's look up ditty.
I loved the first time I was ever in Australia. I love Australian slang when someone referred to me as a soap dodger. I heard bombs before, but that's pretty self-evident, pretty direct.
Another way there. So, comedy stealing of lorries, or... Excellent, thank you. Come on, let's go. Oh, hang on. Look, wait for Rick.
Yes, this is the one.
There's a mailbox mentioned. It might be something to do with that.
Mailbox could be that.
There's a truck here. I'm going to... hijack
Ask him what.
There's a hire truck. Ask him what.
Can you ask him what Australian slang for ditty is?
Hello. I'm good. How are you? What are you doing?
Yeah. Hope he's Australian. Then he can ask him what a ditty box is.
What's your name?
Adrian.
Adrian, can you help me? Because I'm in a real pickle. I need to get to Fitzroy Park. Fitzroy Park. Is that what they said? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can take you there.
To the cottage.
Yeah, I know.
And Can I ask you a question? Does this mean anything to you? Ditty box? Is it Australian for anything?
There's a post
We think
box
there might be a post box.
Is it another word for post box or something?
The cottage was actually shipped to
Well, can we jump in if you're taking? Fantastic, excellent. Right, get in, chappity chaps.
So, Susie, just recap for us. How are you getting there?
Just to let you know, I've just headbutted the... Those were Rick's legs that you just saw run past camera then. Very nice too, Rick.
Can you find
We're
a
on our
post
way
box?
to the park.
Okay, are you in the park yet, Susie?
I'm in the back of a hire truck, and a nice boy called Adrian, who's waiting for his friend to come out, who's not going to be here when his friend comes out. He's taking us to the park.
Okay, go into the main pathway and head towards Cook's Cottage, which is near the information centre.
Right, I told him to go to Crook's Cottage, and then when I get there, what am I looking for? Oh, not Crook's
It's right
Cottage,
in the middle. You need to head up towards the middle section, and then it's just off to the left.
And, Susie, what did the truck used to transport?
Well, sheep,
Cattle truck
probably.
or something?
No, it's just a little... I don't know, it's like a little... Truck.
I've not seen
You do find some wonderful
Like a
modes of
little sort of-
transport.
It's like a little runaround truck.
Okay, well, if you find this Cook's Cottage, I was just telling Chris and Julia that it is actually British.
The cottage.
No, we think there might be a post box, Susie, outside. But can you ask him what the Australian slang for ditty is? What does ditty mean?
What's a ditty
I don't
box?
know.
Is it
What's a ditty box? I did ask Adrian, but he didn't seem to know. I'll ask somebody when I get there. Is that right?
maybe somebody will
Try the
know.
dictionary?
Yeah, it's worth a go.
Yeah, I've got a dictionary there, you never know.
This one, you think? In here, have a look in here.
Straightforward dictionary.
Right, let's
Might
have
be
a
in
look
there.
here.
What is a ditty box?
Just
And is there one in
Is there
Captain
one
Cook's
near
cottage?
Do I want to go into the cottage then?
We think so.
Or there may be a post
Two
box
chefs
outside.
endeavoured to move house. The house was moved there. I didn't realise that.
Tell me why? What's the idea about the post box then?
The ditty box, we think that's where the clue is. We think the clue is on the ditty box.
When you get to the house, we're trying to be more specific for you, Susie.
Oh, I see.
Give you something to go straight for. The home, as I was saying, has been shipped there in its entirety from the UK. It says here, inside the cottage is set out with furniture which reflects the styles of homes in the north of England in the mid-1700s.
Oh, wow.
Dermot, it says
What
here
did you
that a
find?
ditty is a simple song, a little poem to be sung. It could be set to music, you think a little
Well, we
ditty.
know that's a musical
A
box.
music
So is there a
box.
musical
Music
box?
box in the
Music
house,
box.
Is there
maybe.
a musical box in the
A
house?
music
Be
box
that.
in the
Good
house.
point.
Is there a musical box
Yeah,
or
I
a
think
music
so.
room, Cook's music room, or...
Okay, well, I'm not there yet. As soon as I get there, I'll try and find out.
Do we
for
have
you.
anything as a
in the
picture?
house?
No,
This
there's a picture of the
is this
room.
the house? What's there
see a
that might
music
be a
box?
music box?
I wonder if we're nearly there. We look like we're at the gardens.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
This could be on the right-hand side. Yeah, Warwick. Do you think that might be over there?
Any idea
Yes,
where
we're
this
turning
cottage
right.
is?
We're turning right into Fitzroy Gardens now.
Okay, and the cottage is near... Susie, it's near the information centre. There's an information centre at the south of the Fitzroy Gardens, and the cottage is near there.
Okay, Julia, I think Adrian, who's taking us, actually knows where it is, because he seemed to be quite... Well, he seemed to know where he was going anyway. He's got us this far, so it's closer than we got in the helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
This,
so.
this might be it here, maybe.
Actually, this is drive fast. Incredible
That looks
British
like a little
influence
cottage. Oh, no,
in
the
this
signpost says
Fitzroy
left,
Gardens. Not
actually.
only named
I can
after
see
the
a
Beagle
signpost
captain,
to the
got
left-hand
Captain Cook's
side.
cottage there. The gardens laid out in the shape of a Union Jack, and there's also, I'm reading here, a statue
So-
of Rabbie Burns here,
I wonder if we can get any
donated by the
closer. Yes,
citizens of
Adrian,
Ayr.
a bit closer. Hello, thank you. Always trying to stop us, the security man, but take no notice, it's fine.
There's no keep going.
No, don't worry, don't worry, I'll
Don't
keep
stop.
it going. Don't panic, Chris.
Thank you.
Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. We are now near the cottage.
Are you near
We
the
can't go very
cottage? Are you near the
fast.
cottage, Susie?
Yes, and the security man's running up. Don't put the camera that
Just
way.
keep
Ignore
running
him,
away
he
from the
might go
security man.
Yeah,
Just keep
avoid
going.
him.
What's cottage?
Take him with you. He may know where it
Stay off
is.
the grass.
Parky, yeah.
Right, that's it. Can we
You-
brilliant,
We get
thank
into the
you.
cottage.
Yes,
We
we're
think
here,
there's a
we're here.
music
Right.
box of some
Some
sort.
kind of
Say
musical
thank
box.
you.
Ditty.
Bless you, thank you, you're a star.
And
You're
just-
right, chaps. Let's go in. There is a post box outside.
Might
You
get
don't want me to
you
look at that, do you?
Reference to a music box,
Yeah.
Susie.
Hello.
If you can look for a music
good,
box
how are you?
or some kind of musical instrument or a radio
Hello.
or
Well, I think it's from the 1700s, perhaps
Right.
not the steam wireless.
Oh, no.
you know,
Music,
some
it's
chip
tiny.
communication or
Yeah.
something
Music
relating
box.
to cooks. music or an old
some
piano
sort of musical box, yeah.
Something to do with music.
And inside there...
This might be it.
And the clues
What's in
there.
the ditty box?
I've got it!
Excellent!
Okay, Susie, let's
Well
stop the
done.
clock.
I've got it.
Excellent.
Just describe for us where you found it, Susie.
Is this, what sort of box is this? Hello?
It's a ditty box. How are you?
It's a ditty box.
Ditty box, yes.
What does ditty mean?
You put your little ditties in it. So Captain Cook may have had this on board his ship on the Endeavour, and he would then put all these little ditties in it.
What are ditties?
Just little bits and pieces, collectible things from natives or...
Oh, like bits and bobs, we would call it.
Yeah, bits, yeah, that's it.
It's a bits and bobs box.
So that's a technical term, is it? Bits and bobs box?
That's my technical term for it, yeah.
Okay, you have won another £300.
Excellent.
Bringing your total to £600.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, you've lost a little bit now, something like a minute over, but not too bad. And remember, we don't stop the clock again until it's all done. Let's start the clock now and read out clue number 4, Susie.
Clue number 4, then.
Let's go for it.
Embark to Faulty's chambermaid. Do as traitors did and down some port. Sounds good, Dermot. Pilot a course to Napier's concept shortly.
Yes, embark to Faulty's chambermaid, do as traitors did and down some port, pilot a course to Napier's concept shortly.
Okay.
Well, down some port, it's had a lot of naval clues there, haven't we?
Faulty's chambermaid was Polly, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Was
Okay.
Polly.
Yes, that's
Nice
right,
one.
Connie Booth, wasn't it?
That's right. So, something to do with Polly. Embark.
Embark to Faulty's chambermaid.
Embark. Embark.
Is there a reference to Polly?
Polly, anything.
Embark. It's broken the way it's spelled.
Staying with this
Polly
nautical theme.
Woodside Melbourne Maritime Museum.
Could be.
You just picked that up randomly.
Yeah,
did you?
that was
just
and
hanging
this
by.
is to the traitors did in some ports, so we think it could be the maritime...
Well, let's tell
it could
Susie.
be the-
Come on, let's tell Susie.
Susie, we think it could be the Maritime Museum that you need to go to.
The Maritime Museum, please, John, towards that way. That would be great.
Which is where?
It's on the Yarra River, and
Yes.
it's near the Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
Which
Let's have a look for that.
Which is near the casino.
The
casino and the exhibition centre.
Casino, Susie.
Near the
While away a few
casino,
times
Susie, if
there.
you can go there, and the exhibition centre.
Actually, Chris, you're a bit of a casino lover, aren't you?
Yes. No, I just been to Las Vegas last
Do
year,
you think
which
it's
was
any
great.
reference to Polly Woodside? at
Polly-
Duke's Dock?
okay,
So you've been to Las
must be.
Vegas?
Yeah, it was
It's like
marvellous. I
Polly
won,
Woodside.
won,
It's hilarious
won
there, isn't it?
$400 on the slot machine, so it was excellent.
What, in one go?
Yeah.
You
Ka-ching,
can.
ka-ching, ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Brilliant.
Well, you might be
Okay,
able to
Polly-
do better than that today.
Susie, you need to go to Polly Woodside, which is on Duke's Dock. Polly Woodside is the Melbourne Maritime Museum, and it's here. Chris,
Melbourne
look, it's here.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
we've got
it's down
it.
here. It's on
Far
right
left
at the
of our
far
map.
left of the map, near the big exhibition
it.
centre. You can see it.
Right.
That's
Fantastic.
it, fantastic.
And if you can land there somewhere probably near the exhibition centre, do as the traitors did and
Do as the
down
traitors
some
did and
port.
down some
Yes,
Port
let me
is
just
the-
tell John, can we land
Port
this?
to drink.
Can we land, please?
Can we get the helicopter and bring Susie
Maritime
the helicopter
Museum.
outside?
It's
I'm a
close to
stickler
that,
for this,
thank
so I've got to
you.
put it the right
Let me
way
just
up.
show you. We're just going along the Yarra River now, and we're practically on top of it, actually. You can just see the
Excellent.
building there. So we should be there. So, okay, when I
Napier's
get there...
concept. I'm going to look up
Yeah.
Napier.
Look up Napier, that's a good idea.
Napier's
Pilot a course.
concept.
There's a lot of nautical stuff here. Embark.
Embark.
What do you think about when I land?
Look at the
What
way
do
it's
you think?
spelt.
Okay, Napier's concept.
B-A-R-Q-U-E.
Napier's concept could
Do as traitors did and down some port.
okay, the Australian Napier
There's
Allen.
Port Phillip Bay Wall inside the
There's four
aquarium.
Napiers.
Is the
There's one
aquarium near
Napier,
there?
Any
Russell
Australian
Napier. The Australian Napier is Russell Napier, an actor, an Australian-born
There's an old
actor.
boat here. There's a really old
Appeared in
boat.
numerous parts and officials. Played the chief in the Scotland
Julia,
Yard.
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Is
can.
it an old
Yes,
boat?
hello.
Just landing at the dock now.
Okay.
I can see a really old boat in the dock. Now, what am I looking for when I land?
You need to do as the traitors did and down some port. So, is there somewhere where were the traitors of the ship sent? Do you think it was somewhere they were sent to the gallows?
Do you mean like what?
Traitors.
Do they
Keel
traitors?
over,
They
they,
have to walk the boards.
Well, they still
Traitors. They have to
Peter
walk the
Pan,
boards.
Captain
don't
Hook,
they?
walk the
Plank,
plank,
walk the
walk the
plank.
plank,
Is
that's
there a
it.
That's right.
Plank, that's it. I'm getting mixed up with acting.
Tread the boards.
Stupid ball.
So, if you can go onto the ship and near the plank
There isn't a ship
to Napier's concept.
Polly Woodside.
on the Polly, is that the old ship?
There
Susie,
is a ship
There's
called
a ship
Polly
called
Go
the
to the
Polly
ship.
Woodside, yeah.
is it called the Polly Woodside, Susie?
I'll tell you in a minute. I'm just.
And she was
Let me just
renamed
get
the
through.
And
Rona,
it
so she
should
might
be
be called
moored
the
in the
Rona.
port. And we need the course for Napier's concept. And the only...
Well, we need to find something about Napier. Is
there any nautical and Napier linked to sailing or any more Napier?
No more Napier, so that's the Napier.
Concept.
Pollywoodside. I'm at the Pollywoodside Melbourne Maritime Museum.
That's it, and we think the traitors...
There is a ship called the Pollywoodside.
Julia just found you looking up Who's Who in the movies
on the boat, don't you?
Oh, that's probably the best one. Who's Who is...
Where's the I'll do the biographical one.
Well done. Napier. Find out who Napier was.
Go on, Suzi.
Julia, do you want me on the boat?
We do.
We do. We want you on the boat, and we think we want you near where the traitors went. Somewhere to maybe to the plank.
Walking the plank.
Walking the plank, Suzi. We think the reference refers to walking the plank.
We've got to find this Napier reference. Remember, you're a minute behind. We've got to make this time back.
What about dance and port? Hello.
Napier.
And is there Napier's concept?
What is Napier's concept?
Port's nautical expression, isn't it? What does that mean?
I'm just trying to find something on Napier.
Napier's concept. N-A-P-I-E-R.
What about port?
N-A-P.
Port is
Napier.
Port is that
down some port?
Is that this end?
We're down the port, down the into the dock.
Is that the front of the boat?
Is it an old boat, Suzi? Is there a plank?
Port. No. You know when you port starboard, quarter deck.
Yeah, could be that.
Port starboard, which is that left.
Which side is that?
Got me there.
The port side is the left-hand side.
It is.
Right,
port side's the left.
Down
it's
to
the left-hand side.
The left-hand
we've got a John Napier here. He invented logarithms. His most famous invention of logarithms.
Well, past the rigging.
Formulated to simplify computation, his system used the natural logarithm base E, but it was modified to
right.
So
let me tell you what.
Born in Edinburgh.
I can see. Right, so I'm walking up the boat. So this is the port on the left-hand side.
What was his concept? Was logarithm. That's the Napier's concept was logarithms, which is mathematical tables, mathematical tabulation.
Do I need to go downstairs?
So it's to do with ship references and to do sailing references.
Let's try downstairs.
But what about?
I'm going downstairs. Can you hear me still?
Yes, go on, Suzi.
Downstairs. Is there?
I'm downstairs.
Are there any logs? It's the ship's logbook. It's the logbook. The ship's log. Can you go to the logbook?
And piloted
Napier's concept is logarithms, and it's the
pilots. Yeah, pilots would lead the ship.
On the ship.
Is there a cabin there where they did the navigating? Or
is it the captain's log? Suzi, can you go to the captain's quarters?
Is it Star Trek?
Or a pilot's
captain's
quarters?
log?
It might be.
There is.
It could be.
Everyone's going Star Trek here. As soon as you mention captain's log.
That's a book about knots.
It's a few centuries after.
Is
there a pilot's cabin or something like that,
Suzi? Keep walking
Suzi?
in all the rooms.
There should be a captain's room and there should be the captain's
There is
logbook.
the captain's cabin.
The captain's cabin.
In the Pollywoodside. It's downstairs, but we've not got a map or anything.
We've got no pictures at all of the ship. So we think it's in...
that's the actual ship, but there's no...
any other references?
We need to make that this time. Suzi.
The captain's cabin. Is that
captain's cabin.
The captain's cabin, and we think the logbook.
The ship's log should be there.
Pollywoodside. Welcome to the Pollywoodside.
Excellent.
Here we go.
Where's the...
Is there anything...
No, it would be at the front of the captain's
more on
cabin.
the actual ship itself.
Pirate ship, navigation. I've got a...
Is this the captain's cabin? Oh, hang on. Is this the log? This is the logbook. 15th of May, 16th of May.
Is there a clue there?
Is there a clue? Can you find a clue on the log?
Around it?
Yes.
Right, we've got to move on.
It's behind the compass logbook.
Okay.
Come on then, last clue. We'll find out the time in a minute.
Okay,
that's another £600. You've got £400. You've got £1,000.
We're listening.
Yeah.
Fly east to West's powerful man, then run the vivarium. At Newmarket's Auctioneer Theatre, get help. It's clue 5, see?
Okay, so fly east, well, go east.
How could well be Batman? And there's lots of references to Batman. There's Batman Park and there's also Batman Avenue.
Fly east to west.
Fly east to West's powerful man.
Adam West.
Adam West was Batman.
Hey, there's a man who has spent too much time in front of his
The Vivarium. What's a Vivarium?
What's a Vivarium?
I thought it was some kind of greenhouse, but maybe not.
Okay, fly east to West, powerful man. We found a Batman Park. Adam West played Batman in the television series. There is a Batman Park, so if you could head there for us, Suzi. And this is flying, and usually Suzi doesn't normally fly between clues 4 and 5.
Hello, hi.
Suzi, we need you to fly across the river. It's just across the river, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally across the river.
There's one bridge, the Spencer Street Bridge. You should see it straight in front of you, into Batman Park. Right, run to the vivarium. What's
vivarium. I've got the definition of vivarium. An article enclosure for keeping or raising living animals, such as a park, a fish pond, or a glass-sized box.
It's animals again,
Suzi.
So we
think it's animals. It's animals. There's a vivarium.
Just to warn you. Animals coming up. And Newmarket, what's Newmarket's auction?
It could be, there's an animal auction, Newmarket's auctioneer is there a reference there?
Well, Newmarket's horses, isn't it?
No, there's nothing there.
Well, it's a horse auction. Newmarket would be... It's a theatre. Is there a...
Get help. It's clue 5, see?
We need to go to Batman Park, John, please.
We know it's clue 5.
Just over the river, yeah, thank you.
Some reference to 5C of some sort, but...
5C, OK.
What have we got so far, then?
Susie, get to Batman Park. Some kind of... Have we got anything on Batman Park?
Batman Park, and it's...
some kind of vivarium. Vivarium is...
An artificial enclosure for keeping animals or horses.
Right,
Newmarket reference to horses.
Yeah.
So we think it may be a horse enclosure in Batman Park.
OK.
Yeah.
Is there a horse enclosure?
Right,
Is there any...
Do you want me to land it at the park?
Yes,
we do.
If you can, please, Susie. And if you can tell us what you can see there, anything to do with horses.
Give us about a minute, I reckon.
She's about
Put
a
your
minute
foot down,
away.
John. John's doing a sterling job for us. As indeed are Warwick and Rick.
Australian... No, it's none of those.
Keeping up.
Have we got something on the park? Have we got
nothing
anything
in
on
that
Batman's
one. No,
Park?
I can't find anything
We
on
need
the
something
park
on
yet.
Batman's Park. Have we got a leaflet on Batman's Park? All the horses.
Newmarket Auctioneer Theatre gets help. What does that mean?
Get help. That means
Good
ask
question.
someone, I suspect, Susie. That's your forte.
Right, thanks for that, Dermot.
No, it's the auctioneer. It's clue 5, see?
5C.
Okay.
Would be,
5C. 5C is that a good reference?
Oh, there's an
Aquarium there as
Okay.
well beside Batman
And
Park.
feeding sharks in the rain.
Okay, 5C.
Susie, we found some sharks for you.
A vivarium can also be.
So what happened to the horses? I like that idea.
Or it can be such as a park. It can also be a fish pond or a glass-sided
It
box.
will be because
Right,
it's the
an
Melbourne
aquarium.
An
Which
aquarium. It could be the aquarium.
Right, OK.
Well, I've just flown over the aquarium.
We want you to go
so
to the aquarium, Susie. It's your last shot. You've got about 90
Susie,
seconds
can you
left.
go to the...
We can't land right. Yes, the aquarium.
Aquarium,
The
if Newmarket's
fishbowl,
auctioneer
it's the
theatre, but let's help
aquarium.
sign
No.
Did I get that?
5C.
Or am I looking for a tank? 5C.
We think so.
Oh, man.
Are the tanks labelled? Are the tanks got different references on them?
I'm not there yet.
Oh, but she gets to the aquarium. She will get to
Right,
the aquarium.
thank you.
So we think it's going to be
Got
there.
to. I'm going to. I can't wait. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Quick.
Remember, Newmarket.
You've got to keep up.
Newmarket's auctioneer theatre.
Oh, no.
Have a look and see.
Look, fish find.
Come on. Oh, man.
Are you there yet, Susie?
No.
Finding
Move, seagulls, move.
God, where would it be?
Thank you. There's no reference here for aquarium at all.
Tattersalls, that's where they do the horse sales.
Yeah.
Tattersalls
Okay.
Ocean Theatre.
There we go then.
Right,
Right,
there.
so it's there. This is it. It's here,
Yeah.
isn't it? And the main oceanarium is
So
there.
Right,
you
get
go
there,
inside
Susie.
the aquarium.
I'm looking for sharks.
Into
And
the
it's on-
aquarium.
The Tattersalls
Yeah.
Theatre.
Tattersalls Ocean Theatre.
5C, it's a theatre. We've done seats before.
Yeah,
5C.
5C.
Seat
number-
5C in the theatre.
5C in
Which is
Tattersalls
upstairs.
Ocean Theatre.
Which is...
No, it's
Oh, well,
downstairs.
it would be
No,
upstairs,
running out of
wouldn't it?
time.
places up here, the seating places.
I can't get across the road until the car stops.
Oh, she's going to wait
across
for the
the road.
traffic.
Yes, I can go.
Go, Susie.
And into the aquarium.
Right, you've got 50
Into the
seconds
aquarium.
left, Susie. How far to the
How long?
aquarium?
I'm in.
Right,
Five.
I'm in.
Tattersalls
Theatre.
Ocean Theatre.
5C.
Which floor have you
Level
come in on?
B2 it's on.
Level B, what? No, B1.
It's downstairs.
Yeah, it's basement, I think.
Downstairs or up?
Subspace. Yeah.
Subspace.
You think it's down here?
It's
You
in the
don't think-
subspace,
But if
30
she goes
seconds,
through
Susie.
which
here-
is the green
Where's the
area.
basement?
She's got to run
Where's the
round
theatre?
through the fishbowl, up the stairs, into the riding queuing
She's
area.
doing it right
into
now.
5C.
5C.
The Tattersalls
Quick.
Ocean Theatre is what
Which
you
one,
want.
B1 or B2?
Come on, Susie.
Oh,
15 seconds, Susie.
oh.
Susie!
What's happening?
We've got to get it. Come on.
10
Hurry up,
seconds.
lift. Hurry up, lift. Where are the
5,
seats?
4, 3,
Hurry up, lift.
2, 1. Time is up.
Oh dear.
No!
I think she's lost in the bowels of the ocean world, or
ocean
whatever. It's the
world.
Melbourne Aquarium. Well, bad luck.
Oh
Got
dear.
£1,000. You
Yes.
cracked the clue, though.
Yes.
Well done,
clue.
we did
We
that.
did.
Susie, just let us know, where was it? Was it in the theatre?
Hang on. Right, let's run down
This
here.
aquarium holds 2.2
Can
million
I?
litres of water.
Excuse me. Hello. Sorry to interrupt.
Where are you,
Can I
Susie?
speak to that man?
Did you get near?
I'm just going to talk to the guy in the tank.
Come around here.
Hello, this is Suzi from Treasure Hunt. Have you got a clue for me in there? Have you got some treasure? He's just looking to find it for us. Oh, guys, we needed another minute to get there. Oh, there it was.
That was the fun.
probably wouldn't have found it even if we got her in there, because we were thinking seats again after the Melbourne cricket ground.
Told us the seat.
There's a number 5 on the door.
Right.
And that's where the clue was, well, the treasure was, just underneath that door. That was what the 5 meant. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. No, you tried. Thank you very much.
You did really well. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Suzi.
You've won £1,000. I hope you've enjoyed your day with us here at Treasure.
Great. It's been
We've
really
had great fun having you here.
Thank you very much.
Suzi, I know you've had a wonderful time as well. Thank you for running around and finding all those clues as ever. That's it from Melbourne tonight. Do join us next time for another day in the skies. Until then, goodbye.
And this time next week, The Simpsons are back on BBC2. Coming up next, Top the Pops 2.